As the end of a turbulent season slowly reaches its climax, Barcelona find themselves in uncharted territory. For the first time this campaign, they are in a position where their hopes for domestic success all rest on their own shoulders. And moreover, it's not only them, Real Madrid, who have strided steadily both in domestic and European football, finds themselves within a shout for the title as well. Atletico Madrid have lost way too many points and single-handedly turned the spotlight of favorites from them into this upcoming El Clasico. Whoever wins this match will put their club within touching distance of La Liga, and I don't know about you, but it's been a while. It's been a while since both Real Madrid and Barcelona approached a game like this one, a game in which both are in form and a game that matters as much as this one actually does. Real Madrid versus Barcelona, it's almost too close to call, but today we're gonna be doing everything that's possible in our hands to find out who might come out on top. Join us in this preview for El Clásico. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and more importantly, welcome back to a special episode of #Unfilter. A special episode where we are going to be breaking down El Clásico, and I wanted to start off by walking you over the form of both teams just before heading into the tactics. We've talked about Barcelona plenty already and how they are in form currently, so let's get them out of the way first. Barcelona's season so far have seen its fair share of ups and downs, to the point where we've seen this club sit at the 14th in La Liga table this season. But since then, gradual improvement after gradual improvement have all piled up, and yet now, finally it seems that Ronald Koeman has managed to create a cohesive outfit of players who understand each other and have the desire to win as a collective. Before the turn of the new year, the Catalans and their fans would not have dared to dream of any silverware, but come April 2021, Barcelona have won 13 out of their last 14 league games, sitting just 1 point behind La Liga leaders Atletico Madrid, with 9 crucial fixtures to go and also a Copa del Rey final to boast. There was a point that for Barcelona fans before December, it would have seemed as though finishing top 4 would have been a relative success already, but now they are in contention for 2 titles, a contention for a domestic double. On paper, it does look relatively simple. All they have to do is just simply win their last 9 remaining games to lift their 27th league title, but the task is easier said than done. Having beaten Real Valladolid by the skin on their teeth on Monday, Barcelona must now pack their bags to travel to the Spanish capital for what will be a season-defining El Clásico against their eternal rivals, Real Madrid. The Galacticos are sitting in 3rd, just 2 points adrift of Barcelona. However, they still do not have the luxury of controlling their own destiny. If Barcelona were to win El Clásico on Saturday, they would be 5 points ahead of Real Madrid, and the momentum would be a massive psychological boost after having lost their first encounter at the Camp Nou. If Los Merengues take the game, however, they will be just 1 point ahead of Barcelona, alleviating some of the pressure from Atletico Madrid, which would also mean bad news for the Blaugrana outfit. So indeed, like I said at the start of the video, this game is pretty massive. During my time researching for this video, I started looking for some statistics that could boast Barcelona's way, and this is what I found. If you start by taking a look at the rate of clean sheets for Barcelona, 50% of them have come away from home. In terms of possession, this is also very positive, away from home at 66%. This has been by far the best amount they've had across the board this season. This is important to me for some very few important reasons. First of all, it shows control away from home. Real Madrid are far more difficult opponents than others, yes indeed, but in a deficiency that Barcelona have had for the longest of times, this is not a bad improvement. Whilst Barcelona have looked to attack Madrid on the counter and look for the perfect opportunities before, I feel that this time around Koeman will be looking to control, because he knows that the further away the ball is from his area, the better for his defense. The difference between this Barcelona team and others of season priors is that there seems to be a sense of unity, like I've already mentioned, a sense that they're gonna be fighting to their very last breath, and they're far more competitive and resilient than Barcelona's from seasons before. If you're a Barcelona fan like me, then you should feel confident in the side but yet wary of the deficiencies that we still have. Barcelona have to claw their way back into this game, and they have to make their prey suffer slowly, asphyxiating Real Madrid via possession, capitalizing on their chances. With that being said, let's now take a look at them. Let's take a look at Real Madrid. Los Merengues have enjoyed a rather consistent campaign at the top of the La Liga table, always but never really ahead. Zinedine Zidane has struggled to find a regular 11 similarly to Koeman, but if we're being honest, Real Madrid has suffered longer injuries, all at the same time. Even now, the Kings Club will be heading into this Clasico without any of their starting centre backs and right back. Eden Hazard has also been a recurrent topic of scrutiny for them, as the ex-Chelsea player hasn't been able to remain fit for longer than 3 games at a time. Real Madrid tend to build from the back, but without Varane and Ramos in this one, they are considerably more fragile at it as well. Those two are comfortable on the ball, especially the latter, so their absence has shaken things up the back for Real Madrid. As such, midfielder Toni Kroos will be the player that will be dropping it deep to pick up the ball, and Courtois could also be playing the long balls over the top to someone like Karim Benzema, Mendy, or anyone who wants to progress the ball through the wide areas of the field. Against Liverpool, Courtois Kroos often attempted these long balls to Vinicius Jr, looking to capitalize on Liverpool's high line, and especially Trent Alexander-Arnold not having particularly a good game. And here is where Barcelona will need to press with intensity and consistency. They can force Madrid to play the long ball and win it back through possession through the extra players in defense that we hopefully anticipate to have. Here is where I personally think that Zinedine Zidane's lineups have been severely affected. Whilst at the start of the season he was building a team capable enough of incorporating Hazard, now he has given up on that ideal completely, and shifted out of a front three and given away for that open space to now be operated by an extra midfielder. Be that Marco Asensio or Federico Valverde, Real Madrid are more solid, and once again, very similarly to Barcelona's formation over the season, they have evolved to be a hybrid. We will elaborate on this a little bit further within this video, but basically what you need to know for now is that Real Madrid has been able to turn a corner, both mentally, form-wise, and tactically. Just like we did with Barcelona, now we'll be taking a look at the form of Real Madrid at home this season. And surprisingly, it's there, at their own ground, where they are weaker. Out of their 4 defeats this season, 3 of them have come at home. Could this be due to perhaps them not playing at the Bernabeu? Who knows, but the fact is that their strategy of starting slow and ending fast still remained regardless. Out of 51 goals in La Liga scored this season, more than half for Real Madrid at 29 goals have been scored in the second 45-minute chapter of a game, and on top of that, out of the last 5 games, Madrid have scored in the last 5 minutes in 4 of them. What we can take away from this is that for Real Madrid it's a virtue, because they're able to maintain their form throughout the 90 minutes, whilst for their opposition, they have a lack of concentration. Anyhow, there's still one more deficiency regarding Real Madrid and their goals this season in La Liga, and that is the names that come with them. Karim Benzema is the first scorer, and then secondly comes Casemiro. This is something that is slowly changing, but it tells you everything that you really need to know about who are the ones to watch and how much Real Madrid rely on one player. Other than Benzema up top, the key for Real Madrid will also be in their midfield. The iconic trio we all know of Casemiro, Luka Modric, Kroos will continue to show why they're one of the best of all time. Although they have dipped in form recently this season, their performances also against Liverpool were impressive and remind us that they still are capable of controlling that midfield and dominating a game. Kroos in particular tore apart Liverpool with his eagle-eye passing, earning a brilliant assist, making 4 key passes and having 91 completion rates. In terms of the tactics that we could see in this El Clasico, they are rather consequential, or basically in other words what I mean is that Zidane and Koeman could be thinking the very same thing. They both are playing very similar back threes when against teams that are pressuring very high, and switch to a 4-3-3 for more control of the ball. It is here where also the parallels that we can draw from both managers seem rather identical. The thing is that one of their top 2 forwards play with pace, and use the other to create space by interlinking play with their number 10 in behind. We can laugh all we want about Vinicius Jr. and all the goals that he misses, but one thing is for certain, that in a formation like this one, very similarly to Dembélé, he can really exploit his best attributes. His 2 goals against Alisson helps him break the duck, and now who is to say that this might not affect his confidence in a positive way, which is the last thing we would believe it could ever change. The reason why Dembélé and Vinicius excel or appear like they do in this formation is that their options are being narrowed. By doing that, it's easier for these pacey wingers to take decisions. No longer in this configuration do they have to worry about drifting it wide, dribbling, passing or crossing. They only have one decision, and that is shooting. As a team, Real Madrid are not afraid to play direct and right at their opponents, nor do they hold back when closing opponents down through intensity. They will be particularly lethal on the counter-attack, as we already mentioned, through Vinicius Jr, and they will be looking to cross into the box to the head of Benzema and Casemiro. Supporting runs and overlaps will come through the fullbacks in Mendy and Lucas Vázquez. This attack-minded duo already almost have 3 key passes a game. Mendy is also the 4th most targeted player when it comes to passes and incorporated himself into the attack, both breathing for the back and in the final third. Yet there is one advantage I do see for Barcelona, and that is that it's easier for them to change formations mid-game. De Jong is a player of tremendous quality and can both play the libero role or act as a box-to-box midfielder in the 3 that we see. For Real Madrid, they don't have a player akin to that, and most of the time when they do change formations, a player must replace another, be it Asensio for Valverde or Marcelo for a defender. The advantage of Barcelona comes in the fact that they keep the same 11 players for when this happens. De Jong will be required to take time away from Toni Kroos through pressure and aggression. As everybody knows, the less time the German has on the ball, the less likely he is to have an impact. Apart from stopping Kroos, De Jong also has a vital role in an attacking sense. The Dutchman made a significant difference when moving to the midfield against Real Valladolid, and Barcelona immediately looked more of a threat. De Jong will be required to make forward runs to break Madrid's line and move players out of position. For instance, dragging Casemiro out of his own will free up Messi, and that scenario will be a vital one for Barcelona to win the game. Real Madrid and Barcelona are going to be coming into this El Clasico with a very similar mindset. They're going to be having the conviction to win it, but perhaps not enough pressure to go the full way. They're going to be testing out the waters to see which of the 2 move first, and as soon as one of them do, they're going to be setting the tempo to dictate the encounter. This then will force the opposition to react, and that's when they're going to be looking to strike. With that being said, I want to quickly move into the lineups that we will see this Saturday. For the host, I expect Zinedine Zidane to reward the good play from his players on Tuesday against Liverpool in the Champions League with the same starting 11. Thibaut Courtois will be the goalkeeper, Lucas Vázquez, Militao, Nacho and Mendy in defense, Modric, Casemiro and Kroos in the midfield, and up top we will see Asensio, Benzema and Vinicius Jr. For Barcelona, the 11 is up for contention way more than for Real Madrid because they have more players to their disposal and way more pieces that could suit into different positions. Koeman should return, in my opinion, to the back 3 from the start, as this will give the team the solidity at the back they will need to attack through direct football, as I have already explained before. Therefore, Ter Stegen, Mingueza, Araujo, Lenglet will be the main defense. Serginho Dest, De Jong, Busquets, Alba will be sort of the hybrid midfield, and then Pedri, Messi and Dembélé will be my front 3. So indeed, with what I've just said, there is no Antoine Griezmann, and that is something that in reality, perhaps it may be a stretch too far, but against PSG, for instance, where we did see Antoine Griezmann, PSG didn't have to come out and play. Real Madrid do. They do need to look for those chances. They will indeed be looking to be threatening. So I do expect Barcelona to have some more solidity and for Koeman to ask that question to himself. So now, the predictions. Before coming into this game with their deficiencies, Madrid have looked very weak. The narrative would have swung the Clasico in favor of Barcelona, but just of that performance against Liverpool, that has really made my mind change. For this one, you will be surprised that I will actually be saying it will be a draw. I think it's gonna be a 2-2, that is my prediction, and indeed is what I believe will happen. There isn't going to be any sort of overreaction from my part on this one. My confidence is not just there yet, And on top of that, apparently I jinx everything. So I kind of want to reserve myself because I do want to see Barcelona win this one if it actually happens, you know? So anyhow, that's going to be everything for right now, guys. See you in the next one. Leave me your predictions in the comment box down below. And yeah, see you in El Clasico. That's gonna be everything for right now, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you learned anything new, consider subscribing for more content just like this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.